Alright, hello, and welcome to this very first playthrough of the Invincible. Last time we found Rohitra, he captured us, we snuck away from him, then we found him again, we fought the flies with him, and now he's bringing us to the Condor, which is exactly where we're going to pick up. There we go. And that's where we are. We're about to board the Condor. Here we are. Got a big old force field around it. The Cyclops went out in that direction somewhere. About to board. Pretty sure this is going to be the last video. I think we're getting close to the end. Excuse me. That's a big ship, though, man. Look at this thing.
I'm entering the cargo hold. Wish me luck, Astrogate.
Exit? I thought this was the entrance. Yasna entered one of the most powerful space units of the Alliance. It's an elevator? Sounds like an elevator. Is it gonna open? Oh.
You came after all. In vain. The elevator won't start without a card. I can't give you mine, so...
Hey, are you sure you can't help me somehow?
What are you muttering? I can't hear you clearly.
What do you mean muttering?
Rohitra, come on, don't be silly.
Over and out.
Rohitra. Ugh.
Find another way to get to the bridge. Okay. Can't be that simple, I guess. I bet one of these dead dudes has a card on him. We're not gonna try that. Doesn't seem to be anything back here. Aha!
I'm sorry, but you won't need this anymore. Whether you like it or not, I'm coming to you, Rohitra.
Okay. It's gonna be the same door that opens, or will it be this one? Oh. Did I fall asleep? Different door.
Okay. Not quite at the bridge yet, but I'm getting closer. Much closer, Rohitra.
I'm gonna have to kill this bastard.
It must be the medical wing. Surprisingly, everything's still running. Was Rohitra here?
Probably, if he's helping all of his vegetated friends. What's all this? Medical note. The patient on the day of mission. Organ functions normal. Body temperature normal. CRP normal. Visible anxiety disorders. Affected dyspnoea. Accelerated ECG. Lowered Benfluorex. And sleeping problems. Interview. The patient's been deepening in his knowledge about the reversal in astrophysical phenomena throughout recent years. 3 weeks and 2 days ago, he formulated a theory of a white hole. The antithesis of a black hole. According to the patient, a white hole expels what has been absorbed by a black hole. When a white hole and a black hole move closer to each other, a tunnel may appear in between them. Diagnosis: anxiety neurosis caused by severe stress, a strained work of the brain in the evening or night hours, and body fatigue. Conclusion: the patient did not define what kind of formations potentially expelled by a white hole and previously absorbed by a black hole. Implicitly, in another dimension, caused such a strong anxiety reaction in him. He also didn't specify why the mentioned tunnel would threaten his sense of security. However, his repeated words and created drawings indicated a direct connection between the hypothesis and anxiety neurosis. Recommendation: immediate discontinuation of research, close medical observation, and anti-stress therapy. In case of no improvement, a monthly hibernation. I'll have a monthly hibernation, please. That would be nice. I'm not aging during that hibernation, right? I'll take that. I would just hibernate through the hottest months of the year. It'd be cool to be unconscious for all that. I can't go back that way? Christ, guys, is there anybody alive on this fucking ship? Protection against the flies. Electric camouflage. The wiped out brain shows little electric activity, and according to the latest report, flies are no longer interested in their victims. Conclusion: we need to hide the activity of healthy brains. Cap of invisibility. Thin metal mesh under the hair. Emission of weak electrical impulses, imitating an erased brain. No available test subjects. Without further tests, this is just a prototype.
Different sections. Different elevator cards. They really overdo it with the security measures around here. I guess I still have some time to look around.
Why do we want to look around?
Someone tried to eat soap.
Why would somebody try to eat soap? Oh, because their brain's fried. Lol. Yep. Sounds like something a toddler would do. Alright, let's go back to the bridge. Oh, sorry, the elevator. Bridge, yeah, there we go.
So, you made it.
That's right, motherfucker.
Let me invite you to the bridge, I suppose.
Invite you? I'm coming whether you like it or not, motherfucker.
Slow me down.
I didn't design these elevators, if that's what you're asking.
No, that's not it. You can clearly control them, but... never mind.
Where are you piece of shit?
Dirac field. Ready to activate. Spherical thrower. Anti-pro...
Rahitra!
Here. Now that you're here, why don't you help me?
With what?
With the probes. They're over the battlefield. I do have visuals from the Cyclops here, but I can't do everything on my own. Oh, wait.
Why are you trying to fight them? Let's just
Activity's
go.
increasing. They're coming. Are you helping or not? Come on, Yasna. It's about to start. I can't wait any longer.
But why, Rahitra? What for?
I'm aware that I may lose communications. The Cyclops won't stop.
Okay, I'm ready. What am I looking at?
It'll be... number 5, a long-range one. It sees the entire perimeter. Better switch to a closer one.
There's the Cyclops.
Great. Force field activation.
I
Does it say
confirm.
ascend
Field active.
and descend? What? Ascend and descend
The
what?
cloud's within reach.
I'm shooting.
The close range is dead.
No wonder. It's boiling over there.
The field is shrinking.
Calm down, Yasna. It will hold.
Whoa!
Oh, beautiful. It's not a machine, it's the devil himself. I'm telling you.
Okay, but where are they going now? Are they coming to us?
Shit. I'm losing connection.
Oh no.
Do you see anything?
Yeah.
They're creating a tight formation. A cyclone.
Fucking shit!
Yeah, bro, your probe is fucking... Or your Cyclops is about to be dead, dude.
That can't be good, right? What was that?
You tell me. Can't you see anything?
The mid-range is dead.
How about the long range?
The long range works. The cloud has stopped attacking. The Cyclops is... Huh?
Oh, I can move
What is
the
it
camera.
doing? What did you see?
The cloud won.
What? You said...
Don't count on the Cyclops anymore. The circuits must have gone haywire. It shot down the probes. Now it's probably operating with a new goal. Like all those machines earlier.
I don't understand. How? This is pure madness.
Hey, at least we still have the Invincible.
The Invincible?
Don't mock me.
I'm not mocking you, Rahitra. They really are flying here. They'll be here in about... Just hold on for a moment. I'll find out.
Use the radio station to contact Novik. Okay. This poor guy died like a bitch. Face down, ass up. How did you die that way? You were writing a book? Reading a book? Writing in a book? Poor guy. What is this, a puzzle? Oh, yeah, a light puzzle.
Condor, are you there? This is the commander of the IC Dragonfly unit.
Astrogator, this is Yasna. I managed to get to the Condor's bridge. Rahitra and I led the attack on the cloud. But the Cyclops...
Failed?
Worse. The Cyclops got out of control. Knocked down the probes.
I had a feeling it would end like this. Do you know what Rahitra is planning now?
I have no idea.
Well, then I need to talk to him.
You, sir?
Yes. Can you switch me somehow?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm switching you to the bridge. He should be able to hear you now. Done. Please talk.
Hello, Condor. This is Astrogator Novik, commander of the IC Dragonfly ship. I repeat, this is Astrogator Novik to the crew of the USCA Condor cruiser. Please come in.
Could you stop with all these? Rahitra, Engineer Rahitra. Among our crew, I'm the last man standing, so to speak, which I guess makes me commander. Who would have thought?
In that case, I'm making an official request to join our forces, to prevent the danger that threatens both sides.
Oh, enough, Novik. That's enough. I agree, officially, and all that jazz. We're already taking steps to eliminate the threat. I'd even say that your crew is working on it pretty damn actively. We stopped playing defense and took the fight to them. The Cloud suffered significant losses.
Playing defense sounds a lot better than we're getting our asses kicked.
Doctor, not now, please.
No, it's true. Fighting against the Cloud is exceptionally difficult. But any opponent can be defeated. All it takes is the right tool.
Meaning what exactly? Let me remind you that we're dealing with a dispersed entity whose technological prowess is still unknown. And it has so far destabilized every machine sent its way. Even the most specialized ones.
That's why I'll keep it simple this time. No electro brains, no memory, only pure energy.
You still haven't answered me, Hydra. Please, just tell me straight. What are you up to?
I'm arming the charges.
Arming what? Explosives, cluster munitions?
Hydrogen.
What? Rahitra? Are you serious?
Damn right. I won't leave all this unresolved.
How many warheads do you have?
54. From 30 kilos to 100 megatons.
Oh, that's quite an arsenal. Over the top, I'd say.
We really do have enough power.
That's an understatement, Doctor. An amount of energy could rip the planet to pieces.
I'm not an idiot. I won't send everything at once. I'm preparing 8 smaller warheads to start with.
And then?
We'll see.
Are you sure this is a good idea, Rahitra?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea to me.
Listen, Yasna, I know how it must look to you. A hot-headed guy from the Alliance who wants to use nukes. But put yourself in my shoes. I have 24 hours tops of complete situational awareness. I'm taking action here and now based on my best judgment. I don't know what will happen later. Where will I wake up? In what condition? So I'm going to avenge my people before that happens and ensure the safety of those who survived. They all deserve better than this. I know you understand. You like me. You would do anything for your crew.
Revenge or not, the Cloud
I
threatens
understand,
humanity.
yes. Although it's hard to talk about revenge here. We are dealing with creations of necro-evolution. Dead evolution. Or probably non-sentient ones. Taking revenge on the Cloud is like...
Whipping the ocean for sinking a ship?
Exactly. Like Xerxes. That's why I would consider this problem in the category of neutralization. Not vengeance. After all, nothing guarantees the flies will stay on Regis 3 if they continue to evolve.
Wait a minute, Doctor. Even if they were to master space navigation, wouldn't it take hundreds of thousands of years?
Millions of years, even, considering the evolutionary timeline. However, they could threaten humanity much sooner, by sheer chance.
Not a chance I'm willing to take.
Let's not overreact. If we factor in sheer chance, we might as well get killed by a meteor.
No, Novik. It's not a meteor or an ocean or a storm. They don't hunt or degrade or cripple you mentally.
You, Rahitra, are still reasoning as though we were standing face to face with a thinking opponent. What if these beings are not our enemy at all?
Oh, good one. Are you forgetting how many of us they've already killed?
I will never forget, Rahitra. Still, I can't help feeling that they operate without any strategic plan. They attack from one incident to another. They're non-sentient, as the doctor put it.
So what, they're stupid, and that's why they can't be hostile? It's absolute nonsense.
Well, it could be. Yes, sir. What do you think?
Sentient or not, they are the enemies of all protein life. Ergo, our enemies.
Just like that.
Yes. Please remember what we've learned. Before the machines came to Regis 3, this planet was teeming with life. Before the Cloud wiped out all its competition.
Wait, what species are you talking about?
Dr. Yasna found various traces of conflict, lasting for hundreds of thousands of generations.
Oh, they certainly competed with the local fauna. We've seen fish that evolved to sense electromagnetic fields. And underground, I found fossils of lizard-like reptiles. Some of them must have been predatory.
Well, I find it hard to believe that any prehistoric reptiles would possess our level of technology, not to mention an arsenal.
They wouldn't have. But there were other machines here as well.
Other machines? I don't buy it. It's like some robot fables.
No, Rachel, these are no fables. We have gathered evidence for all this.
How did these machines even get here? And who built them?
Our cyberneticist had a hypothesis before he lost consciousness.
About the Lyrans.
Yes, that one.
Lyrans. It does ring a bell. Wasn't there a book about them?
The Kremlin's monograph. According to his notes...
What are we doing, guys?
The sixth planet of the system was inhabited by intelligent beings. Let's say their scout ship landed here and that a disaster occurred. Some kind of reactor explosion, chain reaction. Suffice to say, the wreckage that landed on Regis 3 had no living beings.
What's the planet with the rings? Oh, there it is.
Only the machine survived.
And then what? They started bashing in each other's tin heads? Doesn't make much sense to me. Machines don't have emotions. They don't argue.
There's no point speculating.
I don't know if there's any point in discussing this further.
Exactly.
In short, we are facing an entity that has triumphed over countless adversaries, both organic and mechanical ones.
I see no point in prolonging this discussion. For me, the matter is perfectly clear. It makes no sense to bomb these creatures. I'll even say it's a greater danger to us than to them.
But how else do you imagine defeating the Cloud?
Well, that's the thing. I don't. It's invincible. Yes, sir, do you agree?
Well,
If this is gonna work, the attack must be all out.
What do you
Yeah,
say?
let's bomb it.
After a sufficiently powerful explosion, the ocean waters will begin to vaporize. Cloud cover will increase, the albedo will rise, and the resident symbionts won't be able to provide the minimum energy needed for reproduction. So yes, we can destroy the Cloud,
ha! I knew it!
along with ourselves.
Oh. You don't think we can defeat them and survive?
Technically, we'd have to wipe out the entire planet. That's not our goal here, is it?
No, it's not. So, you think there's no point trying with smaller charges?
We would risk our lives for nothing. So yeah, I am against bombing. We won't help anyone this way.
Alright.
But what else can we do, if not attack?
We
Evacuate.
can leave this place and never come back.
How so? Your commander will swoop down from orbit and pick us up? Or do you have an extra ship up your sleeve?
I'm afraid none of these.
I was thinking about a saucer or some other vehicle from the Condor.
Don't count on it, Yasna. It's a miracle we arrived on that wreck of a saucer. Nothing else flies around here, I checked. Let's drop it, all right? Further discussion is pointless. The charges are almost ready.
Rahitra, for fuck's sake, be reasonable.
You won't stand down, will you?
An escalatory solution won't work.
Stop.
But Doctor,
No, Astrogator. I've had enough of this argument. You
Wait.
can't always get your way.
What are we doing?
Right, Rahitra.
What are we doing? I feel like we've gone back and forth like 3 times
I'll
now.
take you.
Just a moment. They will pay for all.
So we are
this.
bombing them. Okay.
It's not a conscious entity. It's dead.
You're wrong, Yasna. It's about to be dead.
So there's no other ship on this ship. This ship can't leave.
Watch your eyes. This will clear the area of the flies. I can already see them melting. Take that, fucks.
Hope we did the right thing.
sure anything changed.
What? Is this a joke? No one and nothing can...
It's unbelievable. They really are invincible.
Another fiasco?
This can't be happening.
Doctor, I don't understand.
The flies!
Rohitra, they're flying this way.
What the hell has he done?
Shit, well.
Astrogator, you must evacuate. Now. I'll join you later.
Yasna! Yasna,
Feels like the bad ending.
My legs are heavy.
Well, Yasna witnessed devastating power of the cloud. Alright, we got there. Wait. What was that achievement? What was that achievement? I need to know what that achievement was. Damn it. Oh, whatever. I'll look at it later. Alright, so that's it, right? Okay, we did it. We did it, guys. That is credits. Alright. First things first, we've got to update the game totals here. We have now completed 123 games in 2023 and 445 since we started doing this in 2020. I guess there's not supposed to be any volume here. I don't hear anything. Yeah, I don't hear anything. Fine. All right. That was an interesting game. Let's go over the positives first. The story is incredibly interesting. It definitely has that feel of being adapted from a book. It's got that. It's a very rich story. There's a lot to unpack, and it plays out in a way that is very measured and methodical and book-like. You know, it's not an action game. It's not a comedy. It's not and it's not even like an over-the-top horror or anything. It's very slow building, and methodical story. And, that was the best part of it, certainly, was the story. It was, really cool. Really, really cool story. So this is best described, I suppose, as a walking sim, similar to something like Firewatch or Fort Solace or any of those types of games. You don't have, there's no combat. You don't have an inventory to manage. There's no RPG elements. It's you just experiencing the narrative, and you do have some choices to make when it comes to dialogue and some things that do look like they affect the outcome of the story. But outside of that, it's really just walking through it or driving through it, depending. So if that's not your jam, you won't like this game. But if you're at least open to that, I think that among that kind of game, this is probably about as good as that kind of genre can get. It's really propelled by a great story, great acting, great visuals, great art direction. The characters are all interesting, and like I said, the story just kind of it's one of those where it kind of slowly unravels and shows you more and more. So if I wanted to play another walking sim, if I was in the mood for that, I would want something similar to this probably. As far as cons go, well, let's get this one out of the way. The first half was pretty flawless technically. The second half I had several bugs. I had to restart even once. It's a brand new game, so that's to be expected. And none of them were, almost only one of them really required me to start over. Most of them were just like weird frame drop issues. The frames would drop out from time to time. There would be like animations would skip where it was like I'm supposed to show an animation of me climbing into something and I would just appear on the other side instead. There was some issues like that. But, you know, it wasn't that distracting. It was a mild annoyance. But what was most notable about it was that it didn't even start until the second half. It's like they were sweeping for bugs and then ran out halfway through the game. Ran out of time or something. You know, I thought that there were a lot there, especially toward the end. There was this feeling of like, it's hard for me to quantify really, but like toward the end, it started to drag a little bit, and part of the reason that it started to drag was that you are forced as the main character to do things and go places that doesn't make any sense to go. It doesn't make any sense to do these things. And so I'm finding myself saying, why are we having this long discussion about X when all we need to do is leave? You know, there were several situations like that where the story didn't quite make sense to me, and I suspect that may be because of some of the choices that I made brought me to a position that just wasn't organic within the context of the story. I don't know that for sure, but I found myself a little frustrated toward the end a few times when it was like, why are we having a 10-minute discussion? Some of the discussions just went on too long, period, in my opinion. But even beyond that, I would be thinking, why are we having a 10-minute discussion about something that we shouldn't be? Like, we shouldn't be even talking about this. So that was a little frustrating. But these are nitpicks. Overall, this game is, if you like a narrative type game where there are dialogue choices and you can get good endings and bad endings, and you know, you can just kind of live in this world, and it almost is like reading a book, like you're just kind of living in this world for a while, then this is highly recommendable, mostly because just the story is so cool. As far as where a game like this is going to rank, it's not going to be a top 100 game because there's just this genre just, there's only so high it can go. The only narrative adventures that I really love are the ones that have choices in them that are constantly changing the story. Like something like As Dusk Falls, or any of the Dark Pictures games, right? Any of those horror games like Until Dawn or The Quarry. But let's forget about horror for a second. Let's talk about As Dusk Falls, because it's basically the same thing but without horror. In that game, you're constantly making decisions. It's constantly changing where the story is going, and you can feel the weight of your decisions, and you have a lot of really tough decisions to make. This wasn't really like that. It's more of like a Firewatch kind of game where it's like you have a few decisions to make here and there, but mostly you're just experiencing the story. There is, I believe, it seems that there is like different endings that you can get, but aside from that, you're probably not going to see like big swaths of story that you wouldn't otherwise if you make these different changes. It doesn't feel like that kind of game. It really feels like it's probably on a set path until close to the end, and then maybe it diverges at the end. That's how it feels. So I'm not going to enjoy this as much as, say, something like The Quarry or As Dusk Falls, because I like it, or Detroit Become Human, those games too. That developer makes those games too. In those games, I'm constantly feeling the weight of my decisions. I feel like the story is really being shaped by my decisions. This isn't that kind of game, and that's not bad. It's just I like those kinds of games more, and this just isn't that. This is really more of like, it's following a book, so it's not going to divert too far. You've got some decisions that will shape certain things about the story, but there were definitely times where it was like it felt like I was making a major decision, or it felt like I would like mess something up, and then it would turn out 10 minutes later it's like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. And we're just going to keep moving on with the story. So now that has been a major complaint of mine with games like this, but that in this particular game, I can't really fault the game that much for it, because it's very clear that this is designed to be a set narrative, and it's not advertising like, oh, the story is up to you. It doesn't feel like that kind of game. This feels like I said, like more of Firewatch, where maybe there's a little bit of a difference in an ending, but that's about it. Otherwise, you're just experiencing the story. So yeah, that kind of game isn't my favorite genre, but for that kind of game, this is about as good as it gets. I didn't love Firewatch, and I wouldn't go as far as to say I loved this either, but I appreciate both of them for what they are. That's just not my favorite genre, so it's not going to rank that high. But I think it was a good game, and if you like games like Firewatch, then I would absolutely recommend this. I know there are a lot of people that they love Firewatch. If you love Firewatch, you should play this for sure. All right, that's it. Last order of business: Invincible. The Invincible. It's been fun, but we are now going to delete you from our console and never play you again. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Okay, that's it for The Invincible. Just a brief roadmap before we end the recording here for the next few days. Today is December 19th, so I have about 4 more days before I have to leave town. 5 more days before I leave town. And so I'm going to try to beat this. I found out about this game yesterday. Actually, I had heard about it a while ago, but then I saw an ad for it yesterday, and I was like, oh yeah, that came out? This came out just a few days ago. It's called Cookie Cutter, and that's what I'm going to play next. It's a 2D hand-drawn Metroidvania. I haven't played a Metroidvania in a minute. And it looks weird and cool, and I'm down for it. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to try to beat that over the next 3 or 4 days. And then either before I leave or right after I get back, before 2023 is over, then I'm going to try and play Viewfinder, which is only like a 3-hour game. And I should be able to beat both of those games before the year is out. And then that's going to be the end of the year. And I will have beaten a bunch of 2023 games right at the end, which is exactly what my plan was. So yeah, that's what's coming up in the next few days, and it should be fun. And then when 2024 starts, then we'll get back to new releases as they come out, and I'm going to pick up the Grand Theft Auto franchise because I want to start playing through those before 6 comes out. And we're going to there's a bunch of stuff that's been on the back burner for months now that I need to finish the last God of War game, Ragnarok. I need to play the last Uncharted game, Lost Legacy. I need to play the last Mass Effect game, Andromeda. I need to play the last Metro game, Exodus. I need to play the last Tomb Raider game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I need to play the last 3 Metal Gear games, Peace Walker, Revengeance, and 5. And so we're going to get back into those in 2024. And we'll be cycling in retro games too: Mega Man, Kirby, Mario, Zelda, Sonic, all that stuff as well. Final Fantasy. All right, cool. That's it. If you're still here and you watch the whole video, or even if you watch the very end, thank you. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you. I will see you on the next one, and I hope you have a very, very good day.